When will Baja Blast return? Was Guardians of the Galaxy 3 good? And what are the best jelly beans? Well, I talk about all that and more on this episode of the Toddcast. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Toddcast. As always, I'm your host, Todd McManus. And first off, I wanted to go ahead and start off with some news that a lot of people are actually going to like. The very well-known flavor of Mountain Dew that used to be only available at Taco Bell's has now become more available with a bottle and a canned version and in a zero sugar version throughout different Walmarts and supermarkets. Baja Blast, a very well-known flavor of Mountain Dew that everybody, I feel like, likes. They all like it, and people definitely would want that to be a year-round flavor. But I understand, on their part, it's kind of like a marketing thing, and that, making it limited time. That's the same thing as the nacho fries. I feel like they bring those back every month, or every other month at this point, because, they could have it be a regular flavor, but they just choose to make it limited, or they always say limited time, you could add something to your menu and say it's limited time and then just never get rid of it. And people are still going to buy it because they're going to be like, well, it says limited time, so I have to get it before it's gone. But if you just never take it away, just because you said limited time doesn't mean how limited it is, yeah, it's normally like a week or a month or something like that, but having it be in limited time for 5 years ain't bad. Everything on the menu is technically a limited time purchase. Just depends on a year or more. But Baja Blast will be returning this summer, of course. Very soon, as a matter of fact. And also something very interesting that I have seen that is the main reason for this conversation that I'm telling all of you, is that they are introducing Mountain Dew Baja Blast ice cream. Now, I know what you're thinking. Now, we've already got ranch ice cream, mac and cheese ice cream, Now we gotta have Mountain Dew Baja Blast ice cream, and I am not kidding you. This is a real thing. Now, different people are saying, do you want it? Would it be good? I think it'd probably be pretty good. Baja Blast is a good flavor. But what they did is that they announced that it's coming later this year in 2023. But it's only going to be at select Taco Bells. So you can only get this ice cream at Taco Bell. And let me reiterate that for a second and phrase it for you. Taco Bell is selling ice cream that is Baja Blast flavored ice cream. And that's just wild in itself. So it's a Taco Bell exclusive. It's going to be sold in pints. And it's going to be between August and October of this year. So August, September, or October of this year, we're going to be getting Baja Blast ice cream at Taco Bell's. So, I like Baja Blast. I was a fan of the zero sugar Baja Blast. I actually did have many of those last year. The regular Baja Blast, it's good. I'm just, I've been so used to, Diet Coke and zero sugar Sunkist that I've made myself accustomed to more zero sugar or diet drinks that, drinking like a regular Coke or like a regular Baja Blast. It's like, there's so much sugar into it because I've gotten so used to drinking drinks that have no sugar at all, really. I'm drinking a Sunkist Zero right now to keep my palate entertained. But yeah, Baja Blast ice cream. What are y'all's thoughts on that? I want to comment below and let me know, what are y'all's thoughts on Baja Blast ice cream? Are you going to try it? Yes or no? So, another thing that came up more recently, of course, is the, of course, critically acclaimed video game Grand Theft Auto 5, made by the company Rockstar Games. Of course, everybody knows the game Grand Theft Auto 5 or Grand Theft Auto 4 or any of the Grand Theft Autos, any of the GTAs. So the next installment that Rockstar is making is, of course, GTA 6. Now, as of right now, we don't know if it has a particular title or it's just going to be called GTA 6, but I'm just going to call it GTA 6 at this point. As of right now, GTA 6 has a possibility that this will be the most expensive game ever made in history. Now, this is including, every part that goes into actually making the game, plus all of the marketing sales and everything that is going with it to market the game, to build the game, to sell the game. And this is wild, because I saw this a day or two ago. GTA 6 could cost at least $1 billion to get this game out to the people. And that's, of course, including, like I said, building and making the game, plus the marketing of it, going into it, of the commercials and the YouTube ads and all that kind of stuff. That this game could very well have $1 billion put into it. And it'll be the first ever $1 billion game that's ever made. And it'll be the most money ever spent on making a video game. Which is absolutely wild. That they're going to be putting $1 billion into this game. And this game better be good. That's all I'm saying. There is so much hype for this game, and they've literally said nothing. They've said, yeah, we're working on it. And that's it. And there were some leaks, and I don't even know if those were real or not. But yeah, there's so much hype just built around this that it has to succeed over 100%. I know you can't get over 100%. It's impossible. This has got to exceed 110%. Because it's just so much hype that GTA 6 was built with. So, that's how we got to make it work, But I'm excited to see it happen. I'm still hoping. I still very much want Rockstar to make a Star Wars game. I would like that to happen, Do something as a bounty hunter or bring the Old Republic in. Do something like that, So, yeah, that's just my opinion. But, yeah, GTA 6 could very well be the most expensively made game ever in the history of games. So, $1 billion. That's just wild to think about. So, this past weekend, or last weekend, I was fortunate enough to go with my fiance to go see Guardians of the Galaxy 3 in theaters. And let me just tell you, this movie was great. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was amazing. Every part of it was good. The music, the storytelling. I'm not saying any spoilers just yet. I will get to spoilers here in a minute. But overall, this movie was fantastic. I would still give it a 9 out of 10. But it's still a great movie. I would put this up there probably A tier, honestly. Because it's such a good movie, in my opinion. But I wanted to get into some spoilers, just to give a spoiler review about it. So if you have not watched Guardians of the Galaxy 3, go ahead and speed up about 5 to 10 minutes, and that way you don't get spoiled to it. But starting right now, I'm going to be giving my spoiler review for Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Alright, so this movie was, like I just said, stellar. Great movie. The villain was great. The High Evolutionary was good. I wish he had a lot more, but he was a bad guy that we haven't really seen in a long time in Marvel. That's just somebody that you hate that, like, there's nothing redeemable about him. He abused animals in this movie. You know, like, the movie was rated PG-13, and this was the first Marvel movie that had the F word said in it, which is, and it was in a funny scenario, which is, you know, a very Marvel thing to do. But it was such a good movie. The best part of this whole movie, in my opinion, was Rocket's story. Rocket Raccoon, voiced by Bradley Cooper. It was stellar work. Anything that was about Rocket's past and his story, like, I looked forward, like, it would show something about his past, and then it would go back to the present day and trying to, like, keep him alive and everything. And then whenever I would like hope, like, okay, I want to see more of his past, you know, because that was showing more of his character. Like, of course, Star-Lord, Chris Pratt, he is the main character, you know, and everything with Gamora, I thought it was a little weird sometimes, but, you know, he was trying to get back with her, and, you know, and she, you know, is a different Gamora. She's from technically a different universe or timeline, because the Gamora he was with in our timeline is dead because Thanos threw her off the cliff, and so on and so forth. So, but yeah, I really like this movie. This movie was stellar. I would put this at A tier, close to S tier, like A plus. If I have that, I would put this at an A plus. The soundtrack was good. Every movie is now getting the Beastie Boys moment, apparently, with No Sleep Till Brooklyn. I don't know why every movie's getting that now. Every movie's got to have their Beastie Boys montage moment. It used to be Mr. Blue Sky, that was the song, but now it's the Beastie Boys. And nothing against the Beastie Boys, they're good, but yeah, you know. So, yeah, I really like this movie. And if you haven't seen it, you should definitely check it out. If you listen to my spoilers, you know that I like this movie. That's all I can talk about is how good it was. But yeah, so Guardians of the Galaxy 3, great movie. The next Marvel movie is The Marvels, which premieres in November. So we have a couple of months from now until then. Actually, 6 months until then. We got half a year until that next Marvel movie. So we got some different Marvel series coming out between then, and I will have to check those out as well. But yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, really good movie. I really enjoyed it. So, to go into some questions right now, if you ever have a question, you can go down in the description of this episode. There is a link. Click or tap on that. It'll take you to my YouTube channel, and in the comments section, you can comment your question or even a drink, candy, food item, whatever you would like for me to review as well. So I have got one question here, and of course I wrote it down in my notes to make sure I mentioned this. And I actually forgot about it until this person asked this question, so thank you for this question. It is, what did you think of the Jedi Survivor video game? And I'm glad you brought this up because I have beaten the story of Star Wars Jedi Survivor. And I do actually want to talk about it and talk about some spoilers and other stuff about the game and where I thought it was going and where it ended at. So yeah. So I actually am going to get a spoiler review for Jedi Survivor. So if you haven't finished the video game Jedi Survivor storyline and pretty much the bounty missions as well, I am going to be talking spoilers about the game entirely. So spoiler warning for Jedi Survivor. So I played the first one, which was Jedi Fallen Order. I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed it. The ending with Vader was awesome, because Darth Vader is like my favorite Star Wars character. I mean, Darth Revan is up there as well. But Vader is so good. Now, I went into the second one. I was thinking, okay, this does have the potential to be better than the first, but I don't know. Like, I knew like they made bigger maps and did stuff like that, and I know that was a bigger change And I was like, okay, they might make bigger maps, but I don't want the story to get, stretched out so far because the maps are so big. And that didn't even happen. That did not happen at all. It tied in to the High Republic era, which I really liked. I enjoyed that a lot. And, I thought that this was going in a different direction than I thought the story was going. Because, here, let me just, back up a minute. So, your friend, you're playing as Cal Kestis, and your friend was with Bode, who is a new character to the franchise. And all that happens, and later on you meet back up with Seer and Marin. Cal finally gets with Marin, which I was almost cheering for, because I was like, this has got to happen, you just felt like in the first one that those two people were going to get together, and now they are together. And after that, ever since then, I was like, okay, ever since you meet the bad guys, which was, I knew it was Dagan. Was it Davis or something like that? Ravis, that was his name. Ravis. Ever since you meet Dagan Gera and Ravis, I could have swore. I was like, okay, either Bode or Marin is dying. Either one of those are going to die here before the end. They're going to die. I'm going to, feel the dark side, anger, power, and just go ballistic and kill, half of the Empire and all that kind of stuff. So that's what I felt like was going to happen. And it didn't. A different way happened. That's what I could have swore that was going to happen. Was that Dagan was going to be the final bad guy, and we fight him, and then boom, boom, that's it. But it did have a turn that I actually didn't expect fully. And there were, a little points here and there that I thought, is this going to happen? Is this going to happen? But of course, this is spoilers, of course, that Bode, your best friend, ends up being the bad guy. You kill Ravis, you kill Dagan, and then the story kept going, and I was like, okay, they're going to roll the credits here in a minute, aren't they? And they didn't. And it got to the point where you're at the base, and then Bode killed Eno Cordova, another Jedi, and blew up some of the place, and the Empire showed up, and he's actually working with the Empire, and then you chase him down and you fight him for a little bit, and you end up realizing that Bode is a Jedi who survived Order 66, and which makes me mad for another reason, which is so stupid that now half of the Jedi survived Order 66, which means Order 66 was technically a failure anyway, because half of the whole order survived at this point. So the Jedi weren't wiped out at all. Because half of them lived. or more. But yeah, so you end up fighting him, and then you get knocked out. I could have swore Cal died. I really thought he was going to be dead. Because it said respawn, and you showed up, and he started fighting a Seer. And then she had this big duel with Vader. And I thought that was cool. Fighting Darth Vader was great. It was awesome. And then she got killed. And then Cal came back. And then now we got to hunt down Bode. End up finding him. And he has a daughter. And we get to the Tanalorr world, which is the world that's hidden behind this black hole looking thing. This anomaly. And that's why it was going in different ways in my head, because I was like, okay, I still had belief that Bode was going to kill Marin, the girl who was with Cal. I could have swore that was going to happen, but it didn't, which I'm glad it didn't. And so you get to the world, a bunch of fighting happens, and then you end up having to kill Bode so you can now take his daughter under our wing, and she's definitely probably going to have the Force, and we're going to train her, and it's me as Cal, and there's Marin, the daughter, and Grease, who is the pilot of the ship that we're on, And so, yeah. And then that was the end of the story, is that you burn, sear Cordova and Bode's bodies, and they have a proper burial, a Jedi burial. And then all of that happens. And yeah, and then it was a kind of an emotional ending, and that, like, you gotta be the new way now. And, like, even though Cal was knighted towards the end of the first game, I definitely believe he has gone from Jedi Knight to Jedi Master at this point. So, I fully believe that. And so, in the next game, I don't know if it's going to be, like, fast forward to a few more years to right before episode 1, or during episode 4, or between episodes 4, 5, and 6, or after episode 6. I thought it'd be pretty cool, like, if they were on Tanalorr, and, like, time worked differently, and I thought they would have met Kree on Tanalorr, she's been dead for years, apparently hundreds of years now. But then they're there, and time passes differently, and then when they come back, it's actually after episode 6, and Vader and Sidious are dead, and Luke is here now, and the Empire has been destroyed, and then that can, like, shoehorn and fit in Cal and Merrin and Grease into the Mandalorian series with Ahsoka and all that too, because that's a character we haven't seen yet. The only character that pops up that's a major character from the movies is just Darth Vader. He just shows up all the time now, and he only showed up once in both games, but it was perfect timing. They didn't push him to the limit. They didn't make him the big bad guy. And then in the third game, I don't think they will make him a big bad guy either, like as the main villain, because he lives. Like, if Vader is the main villain and you have to fight him in the end, you're dying, because Vader is going to live, because he has to live another 3 movies after this, or 4, because there's Rogue One. So yeah, all that happens, and then it ended. So I definitely believe this is way better than the first one. The first one's still really good, and this one's just, S tier type game. I know there were performance issues with playing this game on, like, PC, but other than that, the story is amazing. I thought it was great. I've already beaten the entire story, and then when you finish all the bounty missions, Boba Fett shows up. You don't get to fight him, but you do meet Boba Fett. So yeah, those are really the only 2 big Star Wars characters that you kind of meet. Is you fight Vader and you meet Boba. So yeah, but I really enjoyed this game. I thought it was really good. If you're a gamer and you like Star Wars just a little bit, you should definitely check out Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor, because those are both very good games and just really good storytelling. So, after all that, it is now time for a review. Got a little candy review of 2 different brands of jelly beans. So you can go onto the Toddcast official Instagram page and see a picture of these jelly beans if you want to give them a try yourself after I review them. The first brand that we're going to go with, and I don't know if I want to try all the flavors, because there's like 6 flavors in this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6 flavors in this bag. But this is the brand Now and Later jelly beans. So, of course, the candy Now and Later, they apparently have their own jelly beans. So the flavors they have are apple, cherry, strawberry, watermelon, grape, and banana. Oh, banana. What are these colors? There's 2 greens. Unless one of these is apple. One of these is apple, and the other one has to be watermelon. So let's get a pink one, because that might be strawberry or watermelon. I don't want cherry, so I'm going to go ahead and try. Oh, Unless I drop it on the ground. No, I didn't. All right. I'm going to go ahead and try one of these jelly beans. Okay. Oh. Oh. I don't know what flavor that is. All right. I'm going to try a different kind. Okay. The red ones are good. The pink ones are not good. Oh, this is going to get stuck in my teeth. Alright, let's try a green one. That must be apple. That's pretty good. I like it. Get a purple one for grape. Oh, it's a big jelly bean. Okay, that's good. The grape's really good. I like the grape one. And now, reluctantly, let's try a banana jelly bean. Grody. I need a drink. Let's go get stuck in my teeth. Oh, Lord. Oh, no. They're going to get everywhere. So, what is this lime green color? So, I'm going to try to do an overall score of all of them. It's kind of hard since they're like very different in flavors and taste. And this bag is like not a lot of them. So yeah. On the scale from 0 to 100 with no decimals, they're good. They're just like jelly beans that they get stuck in between your teeth. I kind of like them. I think there's more good ones than no. The green ones that are apparently apple, I think are good. The red ones are good, and the grape ones are good. Banana, of course, is not good, and I don't think the cherry ones are good. I can't tell what the other one is. I don't know if it's strawberry or watermelon that I like. I think I like the apple and the grape for sure. And I'm not that big of like an apple flavor guy. But now and later jelly beans, I think I would just probably give the... I think I'd give these like a 68. I know that's kind of low for what I rate things, but I only rate it there because I wouldn't want this again because I only like half of them and I can't even figure out what two of them are. So, and the banana just blows. Anything banana flavored, like the only thing banana flavored that I like is bananas because everything else that's flavored like a banana sucks. Like banana Laffy Taffy has got to be one of the worst candies ever made. It's just so god awful. But now and later jelly beans get a 68 right from me. So the next brand of jelly beans that we have after the now and later is Jello jelly beans. Now these I'm excited for. So we have 5 flavors. We have cherry, lime, berry blue, strawberry, and orange. So I'm going to try to get one of each of these. Okay, I got a red, got an orange and blue. Give me that green and a pink. So I'm going to try the red. This is probably cherry. These jelly beans are pretty big, too. Okay. I dig it. Cherry, pretty good. They don't get as sticky in your mouth. Wow, that's got some good fruit flavor. I think this is the strawberry. I love strawberry flavored things. That's good. Now let's try the lime. Okay. That's a tartness. It's a good lime flavor. I'm not that big of a just straight lime guy. That has got some good lime to it. Now let's go with the orange. I love orange. Orange is a great flavor of many different candies. That's a strong orange flavor too. This is good. And berry blue. Okay. Subtle. I can't tell what flavor that is. It's just blue. Let me try to find another one. I can only describe it as blue. Like, I can't even describe what flavor that is. I guess it's supposed to be like blue raspberry, maybe? But overall, these are great. These are way better than the Now and Laters. I'd give the Jell-O jelly beans like an 86. Now, the opposite of the Now and Laters. Because these are great. Each flavor is very distinct, and you can tell what it is. They're bigger jelly beans, and they're just overall better. Like, they don't even get stuck in between my teeth. I had like 6 jelly beans because I had an extra blue one, and none of them are stuck in my teeth, but I still have Now and Later stuck in my molars. Like, come on, Now and Later jelly beans. Had to make me stretch about that. But yeah, those Jell-O jelly beans are really good. I'm definitely going to eat the rest of them tonight. But yeah. So, Now and Later jelly beans with a low 68, and Jell-O jelly beans with the reverse 86. Those are really good. Those are really good jelly beans. So, with all that being said, I think that is going to be the end of this episode. As always, please rate and subscribe. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit that like button. It shows support for the channel, and it does really good and tells YouTube that you actually liked what you're watching and listening to. And go ahead and subscribe as well. And make sure you follow the Toddcast on Instagram for all your updates and Toddcast needs. And make sure you tell your friends and family to give it a listen. And thank all of you for listening to this episode. If you want to know what's going to happen next week, we're just going to tune in to find out. Only on the Toddcast.